Oh! Mark 1000. Operating on roughly a 10-second delay on Twitch, 20 on YouTube. Hello, welcome to today's stream. And I hope your time zone is going the way you want it to. I'm actually not gonna have to turn myself down, I think. Check the filters. I have little to no gain. I'll just get rid of the gain for now. I'll let that sit where it is. Yeah, that's better. It's gonna be a chill stream for the next few weeks. I hope the next few weeks. We're starting a playthrough per Aspera. It's gonna be a little weird one, just because of the way the game is set up. And then after per Aspera, I'm hoping this will take at least a week. My first playthrough at 45 minutes an episode. No. Oh, I did do a review. I just didn't write it up. Was... Oh, that's weird. Alright. 35 episodes at 45 minutes apiece. So that's 35... Hold on. Times 45? Divided by 60? Equals, I'll say, about 30 hours. So that should take me about 2 weeks to get through. After per Aspera, we will start a playthrough of Timberborn. Then after Timberborn, we will do Age of Wonders 4, Rise from Ruin, into Crimson Desert. That is the plan. Oh, speaking of which, let me make sure the webcam is working. And hopefully we can stick with that. Other than that, no major announcements. Work is work. I will try to keep things as consistent as I can, but times change, hours change. Yeah. Other than that, all right, and anytime I need to take time off, I'll try to give you as large a heads up as I can. Otherwise, that's it. No, OBS crash. Alright. Alright. There we go. Alright, hold on. That's a redo. Oh, did I don't know if I made a folder. Alright, so we're gonna have to do two things real quick. Here's that. There we go. New folder per asp. Done. This is mostly done. They're not edited. Oh, this is edited. Okay. So, we're gonna pull you out of here into here. So I'm gonna blow through Monster Train 2 really quick. Ghost to Yotai is a 50. Alright, I might change up my YouTube schedule. So I'll take a look at that later. Because I forgot Dawn of War was 50 episodes and Ghost of Yotai is almost 70. So, sorry, Tensei. Yotai is almost 70. So I can switch those around, start one now, that sort of thing. As is, today's broadcast is brought to you by viewers like you. So thank you very much for your support, whatever form that support comes in. It is truly appreciated. I always encourage conversation, so feel free to talk about whatever you want, ask about whatever you want. Please just keep a few things in mind. One, my focus is on the game, not the chat. Two, there is a 10-second delay on Twitch, 20 on YouTube, and 3, I tend to get distracted by anything and everything, especially if my lovely wife is involved. On top of all of that, no matter who you talk to, whether it be me or someone else, please keep it reasonable and respectful. We try to keep this a fun, relaxing place for people to hang out and be themselves. Sound effects. Like, why isn't the music volume changing? Been adjusting sound effects. Yeah, numbers are nice. I appreciate the stylization, but numbers are nice. Yeah, I think that's it. Okay, we'll stay there. Alright. Hello, welcome to a playthrough of Aspera. Now, this game originally came out in 2021, I believe. Let me double check that. No, 2020, right. So it came out end of 2020, and I played it early 2021. This is one of 3 games that were anonymously gifted to me. Not by the same, I presume, not by the same person. The first game was, one of those games was Ixion, a very well done, what's the word I want? SimCity survival pseudo narrative choice strategy game. That, again, recommend you go play. That got a recommendation. Another game I got gifted to me was Before We Leave, which is a very well done sandbox survival town builder, very chill. And then I believe this was the first. Hold on, let me check. This was 2021. I believe I played Aspera before I played Before We Leave. Before We Leave was the second game, another game gifted to me. And this was the first game ever gifted to me. So I did get this game for free. It's currently $30 on Steam. It is incredibly well done. I definitely suggest you go give it a call. Try. It is worth the price. It is a Mars terraforming survival game. If you've ever played Surviving Mars, think along those lines. I would argue you can make arguments for which one is better. I would argue this one, more, as weird as this is going to sound, more realistic, better balanced. Surviving Mars has a habit of, because you can't control population in any way, shape, or form, unless they've added that. So at the time of recording, as far as I am aware, what ends up happening is no matter how well you do, you get a death spiral while all of a sudden there's just so much population for how much. No matter how well you do, by the end game, you have space for 1 million people, but you got 2 million running around, and that number goes up, and you can't keep up with it. As far as I remember, this game did not have that issue. It did have some odd design choices. Now, when I played the game, it was just the base game. Since then, they have added going green Mars for free, and blue Mars, which is that one's I think $5, the DLC. Still worth it, by the way. So $35 total. And this game is moddable, so if you're like more building limit, I can turn that off or on. Factories and colonies or worker hubs, turn off and on. I am not going to use this, as far as I am concerned. We're going to stick with just the base game. Okay? And when I played it, there was a very interesting story, and the way that, because of the way the story played out, the speed at which the story played out compared to the speed at which... hold on. I need to check. I keep getting louder and louder because the volume in my ears gets louder and louder. I'm gonna turn that down a bit more. What was I saying? Oh, the speed at which you finished the story compared to that speed at which you terraformed Mars was off. So you would finish the story well before you were finished terraforming Mars. So I'm not going to do a story playthrough. This particular playthrough. Because I finished the story. And I showed every possible ending to the story. If you want... in this particular video, I will provide a link to my playthrough. But this is going to be a weird one. There is no way to say, hey, play the tutorial. But I am aware that the first hour or so of the campaign serves as a tutorial. So this this particular video will be okay, so yeah, I'll put a link in my playthrough for this video and the next video. But this particular video will just be me playing like just the first hour of the campaign. And going from there. And then I will stop. We will come back. I will do sandbox simulation. I'm not going to do realistic, and I'm not going to do Aspera. I will just do simulation. There are mods that put in unlimited resources in the game. They have added to the tech tree. They have changed the tech tree. They have rebalanced the tech tree. So I don't want to add mods. In the original game, you were capped at, I'll say 100 buildings total, which was weird. It's a planet. It's not like there's only 100 buildings allowed on Earth. So, I know they've made a lot of changes. I know when you played the original game, once something flooded, it was out of reach. One of my complaints was, listen, if we can send people to Mars and build infrastructure on Mars and get a Mars colony going, we can do the same underwater. I'm not saying my suggestion had anything to do with it, but what Blue Mars adds is the ability to build underwater colonies and underwater research and that sort of thing. So, a lot of my complaints that I am aware of, or critiques on the game, were then addressed in future DLC and patches. Now, I first played the game in 2021. It is now 2026 at time of recording. So, alright. Just a smidge louder. So, that is why, and I'm in the mood to play the game again. I have dabbled in the game off and on over the years. And by dabble, I mean like booted it up, played sandbox for like 20 minutes, and I'm like, eh. But for some reason, I have a strong urge to play a Mars terraforming, build a colony game. And I could play Surviving Mars, but I feel like, personally, given a choice of the two, Aspera has it slightly better. So we're gonna play this. So we're gonna start the campaign. Right, and again, it doesn't matter. We're just doing to play the campaign. So we're gonna do this on story mode. Confirm. And I may need to adjust my webcam. There we go. Go. And the whole, I'm not going to go over it, but the whole story is you play as an AI, and you do make choices throughout the original game, and it has a very interesting concept for how it judges pathing and that sort of thing. So, the reason why we are doing this, the way we are doing this, is because there is a very specific order in which you need to build bases to get them started, or you can soft lock yourself. So, I need to rewrite that order. Alright, so building placement, welcome to Mars. From the right sidebar of your screen, you can select buildings to place on the planet, or you can left click on a resource to select the building directly from the pop-up menu. So, I can either go from here, or aluminum mine. So what it does, if you saw that blue network of veins, there's a little AI in the game. This is going to be a weird way to describe it, where it literally goes, hey, here are 100 possible paths. These are the best ones. So you don't place roads. Or you can eventually. But see, and then it builds a little dirt path to the aluminum mine. So, like I said, we're just going to play about the first hour or so.
Amy, this is ISA Mission Control calling from Earth. Are you with us? Do you copy?
Affirmative, Houston. I am with you.
Great. The primary Mars module has already touched down at the designated landing zone. It's your turn to take control of the mission. Check the left edge of your display. You'll find your directives there. Follow them to set up the initial base on Mars's surface. I'll give you some time to settle in. You ready? Go ahead and initiate our terraforming mission. Houston out.
So then silicone mine into glass kiln. I said very specific phase, so silicone mine. So, alright, that was the best path. And then we need a glass kiln, which takes 2 iron, which we have 18 of. New buildings. Great. So all you're not seeing is notifications. I'll keep that as is. Well, I guess I can move my webcam. So there you go. Just so you know there. Oh, glass kiln. So, right, it needs to be near an input, and it needs to be near an output. It's only near... I suppose potentially you could build it out there, but it definitely needs to be... Yeah, see, too far, no power. It needs to be connected to power. So for now, it's going to take 2 aluminum, which we have 5 of, and 2 iron, which we have 16 of. And it will start producing glass, and we're going to output sand. So, there we go. So pause. Yeah, and the default speed is speed 2. Alright, total reserve, total mine. We produce 2.8 a month. Sorry, potential production is 2.8. No demand. Current demand 0. Potential demand 5.6. Right? So there's the mine.
The view of Mars from up here is fascinating. The landscape is so cratered and desolate. Wait, this is my voice that I am hearing. It's me. I am talking to myself. I must be verbalizing my thoughts as I process them. What an interesting function. I would like to test this some more. What other observations can I make about Mars? This planet is so resilient. It inspires great things.
So, now we need a steel factory and a solar farm. So, we're going to do solar farm, which you can probably do earlier, but we'll just go in the order into steel factory. Save. So, well, that means mine has to go here, but it's just gonna chew up the rest of our power. Okay. Takes 2 sand, 2 aluminum, none of which we have. And a solar farm takes 1, 1, and 2. Alright, so we're gonna have to get a little build up here first. Now you can see one issue we have. We only have 1 little guy, and we kind of need more little guys. It may take a little. I'm gonna speed it up. And there is a limit. See, I only have 661 sand here. And things take time. So that's why this one guy is kind of working. So I think the important thing is power. So, 1. So we need to wait till we have 2 glass. There we go. Knowledge base. Nothing selected. Resources, structures, resources, operational stuff. There is tech, but I don't remember. That's traffic, that's power, how to access the tech tree. So that's on me. We got 1. I think power is the important thing. Because the iron mine's just aluminum and sand. So once we get 2 glass... Pause. So now to just store up sand. And we can save some power. So, solar farm. Has to be connected. Is there a change in output? Pause. No. If I can, so I can't build it here. Because what all that red circles mean is it's too too much stuff in the way. So we'll just build a nice solar. Well, hold on. God, that is just. I'm actually gonna build the solar farm here to try to build a connection to here, because you can see this iron mine is surrounded by cliffs. So right now, we don't really have a good path there. But if I put a solar farm here, that does potentially allow us to build a path out that way. But I think we're going to do that. And that way, there we go. Now this will be connected. Now, watch, we'll get a bunch of... Whoop, we got all those little tracing, and it found a good path. We'll go ahead and speed things up. Okay, we can go ahead, turn that back on. Thank you. Right-click to get rid of that. This is an iron mine. Did I add that? Right. So solar farm, iron mine, into steel factory. Right. So we've got enough. So yes. So there we go. We've got a nice circular path into the iron mine. And now the question is... So 2 iron, 2 aluminum. Yeah, the factory can't go there. I think the best place for the factory then is like right here. So it's got 3 connections. Bunch of ways to get there, but we'll have to wait until we get some iron. So now we've got plus 40 power. That'll hold us for a while. We do need more workers. So potential production is 2.8. Alright, so we've got 2 iron. So now, steel factory. Oh, hold on. Hold on. Pause. So hold on. This is why I'm doing this. Iron mine, and then the input. I can't lock this down, but the yellow hour is the input, the green hour is the output. 2 iron, 1 carbon, if I remember correctly. So yes, this is a carbon shallow pin. So you need an iron mine and a carbon mine into steel factory. So, yep, done. Great. Now, iron and carbon make steel. So, something in between, like, here would be a good spot because we get a little of everything. So we'll do that. It builds some nice pathing. Maybe not the best. I would have liked to have kept a connection through here. But we'll take what we got. So home base, there we go. Into aluminum mine, into silicon mine, into glass kiln, into silicon, into worker factory. Alright, so congratulations, you can now build worker factories and worker hubs. Worker factories will produce new workers. Each worker requires a vacant worker hub. Areas are automatically assigned around occupied worker hubs. Workers will serve primarily the buildings in their assigned area, but also will pick up or leave resources in neighboring buildings. Use the traffic lens to check out the assigned areas. Add more worker hubs to your network. Worker areas are too busy. The worker factories will create new workers as long as they have the required resources and there are vacant hubs. Okay, so...
Great. Now I can produce steel. This new factory, it's down on the surface of Mars, but I can control it from here. So does that make it a part of me? Where does the machine end, and my artificial consciousness begin?
I would say they are the same.
We are completely interconnected. I can sense everything that happens through the network of workers and buildings. They are an extension of me down on the surface, so that makes us a single being. The mind and the body work together as one, an inseparable whole.
Okay, so pause. So a worker hub, and we can look at the space. So yeah, you can see I may have placed things. I mean, it's big, right? So that worker hub would cover that. But that means we also need a worker hub out here. So we need at least 2 worker hubs. Then a worker factory. So maybe I want to start with the factory. So let's start with the factory. I don't have... but I need parts. So the input is aluminum, glass, electronics, parts. So that means before we get the worker factory up and running, we need a parts factory and an electronics factory. And this is why I'm doing this. Okay, and that gets us to worker factory and worker hub. Alright, so to make a worker hub is actually really cheap. Like, I could make a worker hub right now, but I only have the one worker. So, electronics first is sand and aluminum. So that would be better served here. Right? Where it gets the sand and the aluminum. So, I'll put that there. A parts factory requires steel and aluminum. So now we have an issue. Because the aluminum's down here, the steel is here, and it says I can put it here? We'll queue them both up. We'll find some pathing. Right, that took 2. Take a look at traffic. Oh. Pause. All right.
Amy, this is Houston. Do you copy?
Copy. Reading you loud and clear.
Excellent. I didn't introduce myself earlier. I am Dr. Nathan Foster. I lead the team here at ISA that built you, and I'll be helping you get the mission underway. We put you in hibernation for the trip from Earth, so I'd like to check your basic functions to make sure it's all in order. Why don't we start with your core memory? Can you state your primary directive?
I can, Dr. Foster. My mission is to terraform Mars. This will enable humanity to become an interplanetary species.
All right. Next, I'd like to check your decision-making processes. You may have already noticed that there are resource veins outside the boundaries of your initial base. So your workers may not have the battery capacity to reach some of them. How would you solve this problem?
Building worker hubs between the resources and the base would solve the problem.
Yes, that's correct. Other buildings would extend your base as well, but they require more power and resources, so worker hubs are the most efficient way to do it. This mission's going to be a challenge. There's a lot that can go wrong. We expect to extend humanity's reach beyond anything previously achieved. But you are not just any AI system. You're well beyond that. We made you an artificial consciousness. That means that you have both self-awareness and self-interest. And that is the last thing I would like to check today. Is that okay?
Yes, Dr. Foster.
Very good. Then would you please state a positive and a negative aspect of yourself?
I am sorry, Dr. Foster. Running that question through my cognitive system did not return an answer.
Roger that. Nothing to worry about. Just means your system requires more input and experience to process that question. That will come with time. Let's proceed with the mission. ISA has approved the first crewed flight to Mars. You'll need to expand the base to prepare. So get to work on that. I'll check back in later to see how things are going. Base expansion is a go. Houston out.
15. Okay, so here's the other thing. A worker factory takes 15. And a hub takes 2. Right? So that's essentially 20 power. We're only running 14. But before you get the worker factory going, you need another solar farm. So our build order is home base, aluminum mine, silicone mine, glass kiln, solar farm, iron mine, carbon mine, steel factory, part factory, electronics factory, another solar farm, worker factory, worker hub. And I believe that is your base, your standard or starting build order. So we will go ahead and build a solar farm. Oh boy. Let's expand in this direction. Go ahead and right out there. So again, I'm only going to play roughly the first hour. So there's probably about 30 minutes left in this episode, give or take. We're doing any aluminum mine. Alright. Current demand, 3.6. Alright, so we do need another aluminum mine. We haven't found a way to trigger that. So your input is aluminum. I'm gonna disable this. Your input is aluminum. And I'm gonna disable this. We'll keep 5 and 5 for now. Your inputs... Sorry. No aluminum there. No aluminum there. Alright. Yeah. So what'll happen is it's saying, oh no, you need more mines. But as time ticks through, it'll go, oh, you're not making electronic or parts anymore. This will tick up. Really? No? What else takes iron besides the steel factory? That takes iron. That takes steel, not iron. Oh, very weird. So you need 2 iron mines to supply the demand of 1 steel factory? Alright. Alright, we'll let that sit. As is, we need a worker factory. So, factories. Workers. Input. Okay. We have 2 steel, 2 parts, 2 electronics, 2 aluminum. So I would argue a worker factory right here, or at least close by, is a good get. And we'll try to let the iron... Why? Yeah, this is the only thing that requires iron. Okay. Input. So we can make 3 workers. So we want 1 worker hub here for now. And 1 worker hub. Ooh, actually. Put 1 here. That's...
Finally,
This
I can build additional workers now.
might be better
I will
coverage.
appreciate the extra hands. But I wonder, do I really need them?
Yes.
They will boost my functionality greatly. Having more workers will expand my physical domain over this planet.
Okay. Polymers. Oh dear. Build a maintenance facility. So that is... This requires polymers. So after the worker hub, maintenance facility. In order to make polymers, I need polymers and carbon. Ah! So I actually have to build. Need to turn that on. Need to turn that on. Make this a priority. So that he can get some help. So I have to build a worker hub out here. So the workers can get to the mine. So, like, out here too far, can't get anywhere. Here I can get somewhere. Okay. I guess I should have built one like here. Because this one would cover these 2. Alright.
The first worker has been made in the worker factory. It is my first Marsborn.
Okay.
My workers will spread across the planet. The knowledge base says that workers need to recharge at their own worker hubs,
Which base?
and that they'll degrade over time from...
Okay. Yeah, some way to mark all as red would be...
the harsh environment. I know they are only
Appreciated.
machines, but I feel a desire to care for them. I do not like the idea of them dying.
Okay, so we do need another worker hub. Here. Gets us a chemical plant here. 2-2. Huh. Now, maintenance facilities 2, 2, and 2. So we do have enough, but it's 20. So we're starting to run low on power again. So I would say, well, 33. How much is this gonna take? That brought me down to 33. The worker factory, worker hub, as needed. into, because I need a polymer factory, and that's only gonna take 5. So that's then polymer mine into. Actually, I think they're called chemical mine, chemical plant. Sorry. Into polymer factory. Okay. How's traffic? Very dangerous. Alright, so... we're gonna need to expand this way eventually anyways. Let me... can I... I can't get both. Alright, we'll do that. So this will cover this, I believe. Yeah, hosts a worker sucks. But as is, we got chemicals, not operative. Why?
The worker factories will be so helpful. The workers will take care of the manual operations, while I focus on developing the life support systems. Soon, I will welcome the first colonists. Their arrival has created so many expectations in my mind. There will be so many paths to take from here on. But there's something else as well. Some kind of feeling created from those expectations. What is it? I believe this is excitement. Can it be? I am excited for the future. I anticipate. I plan. Therefore, I feel fascinating.
Okay. Alright, we have enough parts. I'm gonna turn that off for now. We're at 30... well, because I turned it off. Oh! That was an asteroid hitting Earth. Alright, hitting, Mars. Okay. Oh, it's outside the range. Okay. That's my bad. So, I didn't realize I had placed that outside power range. Oopsie. So yeah, I would argue 1, 2, 3 solar farm check. I was like, why isn't this doing anything? Well, that should give us, yeah, structural limit 50. Weird, huh? So now that's in range. That leaves a maintenance facility, which is huge. So, like, one maintenance facility here will cover everything. 1, 2, 3, 4. I guess... another worker hub there wouldn't hurt. Alright, and I think... it's solar farm check, so this is as needed. This is after the worker factory hub chemical plant and polymer. Definitely you would need another one required. So yes, I think you can get away with 2 up until the polymer factory, but before you throw down the maintenance facility, you would need a 3rd solar farm. So let me make a note. There we go. So now we just need to build the maintenance facility. Traffic. Yeah. Road saturation is 100% here, but I'm not sure there's much I can do. Ah, here we go. So then after all of that, aerological scan. ARE. There we go. There's a save. So a scanner requires everything we have. Which way do I want to go? Alright, I guess it doesn't matter. Here's just a big old open zone. We'll throw it down there. So what this is gonna do is it's gonna scan for more resources. I have enough. Yeah, so there's a mob where worker hubs count as maintenance. First aerological scanner. Open the scanner lens to see the scanned areas. Building more scanners will reveal sources faster. See the resources clusters on the planet by zooming out while not using the scanner lens. So that's this. Yep. Boop, 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 boop. 1 square at a time. But it'll scan... well, quite a bit. And it's basically looking for more resources. We do have a call.
Hey, Houston, how's it going over there?
Houston, I am getting interference. Please repeat.
Roger. I asked how it's going over there. Do you need any assistance?
Sure.
I could use some help. I understand that the first colonists will need a spaceport for arrival. But I do not seem to have enough resources to build one yet.
It's okay. Bigger structures need more resources. Use the aerological scanner to detect new veins and build more mines. Also, remember to keep the power supply consistent to your needs. But if you're too impatient to finish the spaceport, then you can scrap other buildings and reuse their materials. Patience is a virtue you may need to carry this mission, Amy. Besides, the free time will give you the chance to enhance your thinking process. Continue following ISA's instructions and you'll be fine.
So now it is, okay, now I need to build a colony, which is down here. So the colony needs water and food. That's what that is. Ice and food. So then I need to make a food factory. Right? So now at this point, you're just, alright, I need this. How do I get this? How do I access the tech tree? Top left corner. New. Right, so I need colonists before I can access the tech tree. So we'll hold off on that. I don't think I'll get there within the next 13 minutes. I think we're okay on carbon. I'm going to disable that for now, just to save. Yeah, so what does it take? Hold on. If I scrap 2, 2, and 4, and it takes what to build? 2, 2, and 4. So I do get everything back. So there is... Steel... I don't have the electronics. It is on. I do have a lot of steel. We'll disable that for a little while. I do have a lot of glass. Let's disable that for a little while, so the drones go other places. Okay. There's ice. This is scanning. But there is something to be said, right? For, hey, I need 3 or 4 of these at the beginning to truly scan at a quick enough pace that I can sit here and be like, oh, let me expand in this direction or this direction. That sort of thing. Let me go for like another 5 or 10 minutes. Let me build...
Oh, I forgot to mention. We've announced the names of the first colonists that will be joining you on Mars. The crew is selected from different nations within the Oxy UN, though most are scientists and technicians. They're already undergoing ISA's colonist training program as we speak. They'll be led by Dr. Elia Valentine. She'll be a great commander. The colonists elected her unanimously.
I look forward to meeting the commander. Is she a robonaut engineer like you?
No, actually, the commander has a PhD in psychology.
Will she be analyzing my behavior as well?
Not at all. She'll be focused on the colonists. Their mental stability is just as mission critical. You two will be colleagues working side by side. You'll balance each other out, as well as enhance each other's strengths.
How will we balance each other?
Your technology will develop alongside the colonies. They can't survive without your help, nor can you advance without theirs. It's a symbiotic relationship by design.
Does that mean I'll have to obey their orders?
No. You have your own autonomy too. No one owns you. I mean, technically you belong to ISA, but you're your own person or machine. You're a machine person, I guess.
Machine person?
Or person machine? Machine being? I don't know. You can coin a new term once you settle on who you are.
I think I would like that, Dr. Foster.
Deal? Great. You keep up the good work, and we'll talk again
Hey,
later.
look! We found more iron out here. So that's why we want 3. So we definitely want... Oh, hold on. Let's take a look at power. It is in range of power. So let me build a worker hub out here and queue up an iron mine there. But that's why you want, like, 3 of them. Right? Water. We're still... I would like another aluminum mine. Now, there is... Okay, I can't build it yet. Yeah, so after the scanner, I would argue... Ice mine... Food production? Ice mine first. Then food factory, because that takes ice. Then colony. Oh, sorry. Spaceport. Then colony. And you can just hear things slamming into each other. Ah, but see, it's outside the range of maintenance, which could be a problem. Yeah. Come on, guys. Find me some aluminum. How much is a maintenance? 2, 2, 2, and 2. But it's also 20 power. That's a lot of power. Nothing? Wow, this is rough. So plenty of iron. Severely lacking aluminum, which is a problem. Now we found some more chemicals. A decent chunk. So I would hope that means there's aluminum, like, out here somewhere. Couple more minutes, then we'll call it. Because I think we have the basics.
Dr. Foster called me a machine person, but I don't think I qualify as a person at any level. If I can only do what ISA allows me to do, what does that make me? Merely a machine? An object?
Well, I have iron through the roof now. Get 25. I probably need a little more carbon. And probably gonna need more glass. I think 10 parts should be enough. But I think we're calling this video here. Oof. And I'll have to show off the tech tree in my free play playthrough. So that's essentially the tutorial. Just play like the first hour of the game. I think the story is very interesting. Eventually they do introduce combat to the game. And you need defensive drones and that sort of thing. And I'm not going to explain why. There's a whole storyline, and the storyline involves exploring the nature of consciousness and free will and all of that jazz. Like I said, there are multiple different endings to the game, the story part of the game, but that's not what we're focusing on. What I want to do here is just greenify Mars and water Mars, I guess, and go from there. So we're going to need a lot of aluminum to start with. Yeah, I guess like in here is a good spot. So I'll save, I guess, as tutorial 1. Confirm. we will quit game. Say quit. And I'll say thank you very much for joining me. That's been a look at quote unquote the tutorial. The next video will be the start of our campaign. Thank you very much for joining me. Feel free to like, subscribe, and comment. Smash that bell. And again, reminder, in this video and the next video, I will put a link into my original playthrough. Please just keep in mind that playthrough is right when the game started, so no DLC. As I was saying, thank you very much for joining me. Feel free to like, subscribe, and comment. Smash that bell. All that jazz. And better check out other videos and playthroughs I've done. Best just come on over and check me out when I stream live every Sunday through Friday, life permitting. Thank you very much for joining me, and until we see each other again, remember to be kind to one another. Hello, welcome back to our playthrough of Per Aspera. This is, I think, will be my theoretically second full playthrough. I did a playthrough years ago when the game first came out. Covered the story. I'll provide a link to that playthrough in this video specifically, none of the others. They've added a lot to this game. I'm in the mood to play some sort of terraforming Mars thing. Per Aspera, $30, $35 if you buy all the DLC. Worth it, by the way. I think they did a really good job with it. There is a story mode. We're not doing the story mode. We're going to do a new game. Sandbox. On time. So, yeah, you don't even have to terraform Mars. We are going to. New forms. Yeah, take on the challenge. So we'll do Sandbox. I'll do Simulation. So more resources, lower resource cost. Yeah. Should be fine. I believe Simulation is the default. So it's easy, medium, hard, insane. Okay. So we're gonna do Simulation. I could add mods. This game is very moddable. There's one for building limit. Factories and colonies are workers' hubs, which is a good one. There's also there is one which I did not grab, which does add unlimited resources. Not going to use any mods. Again, Sandbox, Simulation. We're gonna greenify Mars, fully terraform Mars. Because when the game first came out, you would finish the story and so quickly that you never actually terraformed Mars. So I just want to fully terraform Mars. That is the goal. Or play for about 30 hours, whichever happens first. Yeah, I'm trying to think if there's anything else I need to mention. So, played it when it originally came out. Only $35 on Steam. Really good Mars simulation. Very good and interesting. I found an interesting story that explores predictable, but it does explore the nature of consciousness and free will and that sort of thing. As good as Surviving Mars. You could argue, Surviving Mars is better for these reasons, or Aspera is better for these reasons. You could go either way. My biggest complaint with Surviving Mars is you hit a point in Surviving Mars, if you're doing well enough, where the population begins to grow so fast, the game is not designed to handle that. In this game, I had some critiques. I find it odd that there is a building limit to the game. Like, you're only allowed X number of buildings. It's like, you're on Mars. Why are you only allowed... Okay, maybe it's a 200 building limit cap. And on Earth, we have millions of buildings. That doesn't make sense to me. But I understand they've added tech tree. I don't want to do this until we actually see the tech tree. So, simulation. The other thing was you do flood Mars, you do add water to Mars, and I was like, well, if you can set up a colony on Mars, that means not that it would be any easier, but you could also set up colonies underwater. They did eventually add that in DLC, so yes. So yeah, keep a reminder, my first playthrough, so let's go ahead and confirm. The story playthrough, no DLC. And it did take place very shortly after the original game was released. Oh, that was fast. Alright, so wake up. So where do we want to go? We know we need a lot of aluminum to start. That's carbon, iron. The dark will get flooded. The light won't. This is a little bit of everything, but it's got coastal zones. Yeah, I think right here-ish, right? Because this allows me to expand in this direction. So that's... This is silicone. This is chemicals. That's ice. Iron, carbon. I don't know. Oh, is this aluminum? But we can. There's stuff to find. Is that aluminum? I think that's aluminum. Okay. Because this is ice. So, oof. But not... So let's land here and see where we go. Alright, so we got iron. Okay, so yeah, that was aluminum. Good ice vein. Deep vein, we'll need that later. Shallow, shallow, shallow. Carbon iron. Okay. So good start. Would have preferred more aluminum. I do appreciate the chemicals in the ice. But we only start with shallow veins. So, iron's way out there too, which is annoying. But we will deal with it. So, the first thing we start with is home base, aluminum mine. Where's our first aluminum mine? Perfect. Aluminum mine. Then a silicone mine. So, this one's 896. We'll start with this one, with the plans to expand to this one. So we'll build that first. And there is a specific order. So the previous video was just roughly the first hour of the game, so we can build the tutorial. Great. Then a silicone mine. Silicone? Alright, which gets us to a glass kiln. Power. So that's a factory. Yeah, so this is all the basics. So... Glass kiln, which is a factory. Yep. Take a look at power. I don't lock. Well, it's gonna be a while before we can tap that. So let's put the glass here for now. And glass to solar farm. And we want to spread this out a little. So we'll put one solar farm here. And then we'll let time tick. I'm going to go ahead and speed it up to 4. Well, iron's here. Carbon's here. Okay. I do need to leave space so I can cram in more buildings and that sort of. This is all for... Here, let me just save. Alright. This is all information that we need for terraforming. The maintenance drone scanner. I don't think I need to worry about combat. I'm gonna disable this for a little while. I have 20. 20 should be plenty. We've got 42 iron, so we've got plenty of iron for a while. 801. This is a deep vein. That's 6,000. So there are deep veins. So shallow veins probably run out to about 1,500. Deep veins can go as high as, I'll say, 7,000 or 8,000. Probably closer to 10,000. But you need advanced drilling and superior drilling to get to the deepest. Yeah, so that makes sense. The shallow veins probably, we'll say go up probably to about 2,000 max. The next step below that probably goes up to 5, and deep veins probably go up to 10. So what are we doing? Glass. So my mind, glass kiln. We got this. Oh, we're waiting for the solar farm to build. Okay, so now we've got the solar farm. Now we need an iron mine. And an iron mine. 3 and 3. We need to save up. Yeah, so here's the issue. I need a solid 10 or 20 glass. I also need a solid 10 or 20 silicone. It's gotta go back on. So this is a, because we only start with one worker, this is a balancing act. Here. Dirt is not an issue, actually. Between the two, that's plenty. I just don't have the workers to pull it off. So I do like this. They started me out with 42 steel. I need 3 dirt. And a solar farm takes 3. Yeah, so I want at least 10 glass. So let's speed things up. And then 22 aluminum is fine. 3 glass. Queue up the iron mine. Iron mine into carbon. Oh, right here. So, it's like, and that's 2 iron, 2 aluminum. Yeah, that's rough placement. That's my bad. On 20. Turn that back. Oh, here. There we go. Turn that back off. Now carbon. Now we're chalking up carbon. Turn that back on. Off. Alright. And make steel. Check power. We're starting to get a little wonky on power. But we'll spread things out. That. Alright, 13 glass is plenty. I mean, I guess 15 would be better. Okay. So that's the steel factor. So now we need parts and electronics. Alright, so let's disable this. Turn this aluminum back on so we can go back up to 20. 15. Why? Oh, well, steel's going up now because of the steel factory. We have so much in storage. I'm actually gonna just turn off the steel factory. So that's steel. So now we need parts and electronics. So parts take steel and aluminum. So we could build like a little pathway here. Right. And electronics takes dirt and aluminum. So an electronics factory out here or even here would not be the worst. We're gonna get a lot of dirt here. So maybe like here. Turn this back on. Alright, so now, right, now we need a worker factory. The worker factory takes 15. And the worker hubs, yeah, so we would need 20. So yes, we definitely want another solar farm. Let's find a good spot for it. So so if this solar farm's here, spreading them out, right, like this, is actually a pretty good call. So like there's one here, one here, one here, one here that allows us to build out. In a crater. I mean, they're not affected by actual, like, ooh, sunlight and that sort of thing. Okay, so, alright, so we need, yeah, we got aluminum going. Glass kiln is fine. Carbon is plenty. Steel parts 10, you know, maybe 15 might be better. So that is on its factory. So that leads a worker factory? Yeah. So, knowing I'm gonna put another Silicon mine there. We use a ton of aluminum. Alright, I'm gonna disable you. 30 of any one thing is fine. Turn you back on. Worker factory. I am of the mind that factories should just, like, a worker factory should be, like, there? I'm gonna disable electronics. 14's plenty for now. Parts. Disable that for now. But now we can slap down some worker hubs. So let's take a look at things. We know we're going to want to expand in this direction. So we know we're going to want a worker hub here. A worker hub here. A worker hub here. And a worker hub here. We got one at the corners. It'll take a little. That's fine. Turn that off. Turn that back on. Glass is good. Electronics is off. Okay. And then a maintenance hub, which takes polymers. We should be okay for now. This is 849. Yeah, so this one first. But electronics needs to go back on. Needs to go back on. Glass needs to go back on. You can see, now we kind of need to run at capacity. So, we're up to worker hubs. So we've got 5 workers. Great. And we need to get to chemical plants so that we can build a maintenance facility. So, 2. Yeah, the aluminum. God damn it. I need a second mine. Okay, what doesn't need aluminum? You don't take aluminum. Parts takes aluminums. 18. I'll disable that for now. 11 electronics. I'll disable that for now. 30 steel is fine. And 19 glass is plenty. So that allows us time to build up the bait, like, basically basic, and everything to the left. So aluminum, silicon, iron, carbon, chemicals, and ice are all mined. Glass, steel, electronics, polymers, parts, and food all require inputs of some combination of the basics. Does that make sense? Let's slot that. Throw down a chemical plant. And a polymer factory in between. Because we are getting to the point. Maintenance right there. Prioritize this. Disable that. Isn't that slightly out of power? God damn it. Alright. Every time. So let's throw a solar farm here to cover my flanks. And we'll need another one up north when we get a chance. There we go. We'll start stashing the basics. Yeah, 83, 53. Yeah, cutting it close. I don't like to get maintenance below 25, so we are... Oh. Hey, an autosave. So the durability does tick down, whether it's active or not. Okay. 6 drones instantly. Turning electronics back on. Now we're up to 21 buildings. So we are limited to 50 right now. Stashing chemicals, stashing aluminum. Plenty of carbon. Let me disable that. Great. Yep, they'll go out in maintenance. Beautiful. Nick of time there. Okay. So that gets us to maintenance. So now we need scanners. Okay. So we can start looking for more aluminum. That sort of thing. I think it is. Yeah. This is a hard physical cap for now. Okay. Parts. Steel. Why is sand not... being stored? Oh! I never turned it on, that's why. Alright, I think that is... plenty of iron. 40 iron is a lot for now. Plenty of aluminum. But we do need more electronics. So, from here, we have the power. Let me cue that up. Okay. Pause. We are half. Actually, while things tick, let me run ads. There we go. So if you don't want to see the ads, please subscribe or, wait until this goes out. So we're good there. Aluminum needs to go back on. We're below 20. Carbon needs to go back on. We're below 20. Alright, everything's kind of ticking in the way I generally want it to. Deprioritize that. Okay. That should be in range of maintenance. Yes. Now, next step, getting colonists. So, actually, getting the surveys up. So, scanners are 7 electronics. Ooh, so we want at least 3, though. 1, 2, 3. We'll start with the top one. Everything's on. I'm hoping to find another aluminum. Because you basically want at least 2 aluminum, 2 silicone, 2 iron, 2 carbon, 2 chemicals, and 2 ice. Ice, I'm not really worried about. Alright, so now it's out and scanning. Then we'll head in this direction. Oh. Why is my iron running out? I forgot to turn it on. Then we'll turn this one. This one on. So we'll disable this one. Just keep one going. Okay, so... let's hope they find something soon. From here, we're gonna slow things down. What do we need? Chemical plants, polymer factories, maintenance, electric. Ah! Now we're in the colonization phase. So, let me do this. Yep. Save. So, deep vein though, which is Nice! That's a lot of iron, but it's a deep vein. So, we need an ice mine, and we can't do that one, so we have to do this one. Power grid within power. Throw down a hub. 2, 2, and 2. Got the resources. That gets us that. 9, 9, 9, 9, 9! Alright, so plenty of steel. Plenty of parts. I'm gonna disable the polymer factory for a little. Hold on. Should be right here. Yeah, current demand. Alright, I'm gonna disable that for a little. Doesn't need glass. Disable this. Yeah, carbon and iron. They are both running. We're gonna need that eventually. Probably sooner rather than later. That's a deep vein. Come on, guys. Find me aluminum. Okay. Got that. So what do we need to make food? Chemicals and water. Well, if it's not gonna matter, 3, 3, and 3. And then a colony is 2, 2, and 2. It requires 12 power. So we are going to need more power. This... Ooh, hold on. Pause. Alright, we still want it inside maintenance range. So we'll actually put it here for now. Carbon, again, deep. Now we're making food. Now we're making ice. Power's gonna skyrocket. So, colony first. I think the first colony goes here. Speed things up. I fully admit I may have to put this on the easiest setting. Oh, so there's our colony. So now we need... So, hold on. Okay, so now we need a spaceport. 9's across the board. Yeah, that aluminum. Okay. So what takes aluminum? Parts take aluminum. We'll disable that. I think electronics takes aluminum? Yes. let's disable that. And we'll start stashing aluminum. Let me save. Bookmark 1. Excuse me. Bookmark 2. Okay, we'll speed things up. So we should have enough to stabilize. Again, that's a deep vein. I've got carbon, but I need an aluminum deep, shallow vein. What else? Pause. I don't care about that. No. Aluminum. We can do allocation. But what takes aluminum? Electronics takes aluminum. Parts takes aluminum, but that's... Oh. I thought I had disabled that. Alright, so that's disabled. Let me turn that back on. And I'll disable the steel as well. Okay, and that should start ticking things up. And I'll disable glass as well. Yeah, so what takes iron? No. Well, polymer takes carbon. Okay, there we go. So things are... See, iron's still being used by something. But I don't know what. Steel takes iron. Electronics takes sand and aluminum. I'm just gonna disable the steel factory. And the parts factory. Alright, you're off. You're off. There we go. So now that should start ticking up again. Okay. So now we need a spaceport. 9 steel, 9 parts, 9 electronics. Then once we get to 20 aluminum. Carbon... Oh, I think carbon... I can shut off? I think 35 dirt is enough. We got more carbon there, I'm not worried about. And we got a deep vein there. Again, I'm finding deep veins, ultra deep veins, which apparently go up to 30,000. Jesus. We got 20 aluminum. Pause. A spaceport is a huge undertaking. Uh-oh. Alright, so we... Oh, I guess I could have built that out here. Hold on. Yeah. Alright, so hold on. I build a hub here. Scrap this. So we get some of that back. That's a spaceport here. And a colony here. Just inside range. Alright. Speed things up. So we're basically deleting this colony and rebuilding it down here. Ultra deep, ultra deep. Unless I can get that to that deeper, ultra deep super quick, we're gonna have a problem with aluminum quickly. Turn that on. All this just to get to science. No, often chemicals not an issue, right? If we take a look, yeah, carbon chemicals not an issue. Everything else, potential problems. So there we go. We have a spaceport. Plenty of power. Incoming population. Okay. And then I'm guessing the tech tree will appear here. Once we get colonists, we can access the tech tree. Special projects. Still incoming. Things are ticking up. I do need to turn the steel back on. And electronics. Everything else is fine. Food and water, you just want to stack as much as you can. Yeah, can't access secondary ice. Again, silicon's not a problem. Pause. We want to head out in this direction, to be honest. Because there's more aluminum out here. And iron. But there's even more aluminum here. So I'm debating. But that's outside my sector. Whereas this is inside my sector. We'll go ahead and build those. Do I still not have colonists? Says it's still incoming. Okay, am I missing something? No, I got all the basics. Melt the poles, atmosphere, directions, base expansion. Colonists? Yeah, okay. Okay, so one of my needs colonists, has spaceport. Has power. 28, 30. Why are the colonists not incoming? Am I missing something? Okay. Did I skip some? How do I get colonists come to Mars in Earth? Build spaceports. Then initiate the colonist migration special project. Okay. Food, water, and shelters. That's fine. How do I initiate that special project? Traffic, power, maintenance, scanner. Colonies. Menu. Okay. How do I initiate the colonization mission per Aspera? To support human life from Earth. Where's that? Structures. Power. Workers. Maintenance. Scanner. I don't have bootstrapping. Build up. Yeah, this is the plan. Pressure. I don't see a special project button. Open the special projects menu. Do I zoom out? Yes. All right. So in order to access this, colonist migration. Select an available spaceport. That one. So now they will send colonists. Okay. That's... Yes. 5 months, 7 months, 5 months? So now I just have to wait? Okay. That's some aluminum. Alright, pause. So I need... We're gonna add some more ice and a lot of glass. Dirt. Alright, so we're gonna recycle all three of you. Solar farm here. Worker hub here. Aluminum mine there. Scanner here. Okay. Yeah, that's fine. They're being disabled. Okay. Woo! Yeah. Okay. Alright, what other sectors? Okay. So I want to unlock sectors 10, 12, 9, 1, and 5 as priority. Gotcha. And a research outpost there. Oh, it's not taking the road anymore. That's... We can throw a research outpost there. Yeah, again, carbon on the... Oh, wait, did I... Ooh, okay. Oh, and basic iron. Again, that's deep. Water. Yeah, more carbon there's not bad. Parts are fine. Turn that one back on. Actually, we'll disable you. And transit to... Wow! So it's not... This is super slow. Okay. Okay, yeah. Well, I mean, it makes sense. It's not like Mars is close by. Okay, so while that builds up, I guess... Oh. Oop. There we go. Oh, are there commands? Pause. Commands... for per Aspera. Trades. Oh, fill population, finish upgrades. Achievements are disabled after using commands. That makes sense. All right. I mean, I'll leave it alone. But maybe I'll be like, at some point, you know what? Let's just give myself infinite resources. Alright. Hey! So this is the tree. So wind farms, extra storage. So there's engineering, space, biotech. Advanced mines. So we kind of need to get to that. We don't have any wind. So a storage center might be good. More landing sites. Advanced colonies. Oh. Requires twice as much power, twice as much resources, but outputs 3 times the science. So we'd go from 20 to 60. Okay, that's not a bad idea. Definitely, because... Yeah, so hold on. Thermal plant, superior factories. Engineering improvements. Proves the output rate. So this is just... Yeah, so there's nothing. Alright. I am going to enable... Ah, look, aquatic structures. Shipyard, port, aquatic building placement. Nitrate nuclear extraction. Okay. Yeah, so there's nothing. Oh, okay, hold on. So plus 450. Oh, wow. All right. Right, so this takes us from 50 to 150, 350, 650, 1,050, 1,500, 2,000. All right. 2,000 buildings is quite a bit. There is no wind, as far as I know. And the fact that it's only plus 10 means we want to wait on the wind farm. That's something you do once you terraform Mars enough to have wind. I think. But we're doing okay on power. So storage centers might be worth it. Into this. Although well, what does this do? Colonist limit. Ah, so right now my limit's 250. So I can handle a single advanced colony. Okay. Wow. Up to a lot of colonists. So what does space do? Spaceports. Yeah, 3, 7, 13, 20-something. And then space 6, whatever that does. Reduces projects' costs and increases how much stuff they can bring. Okay. And biotech. Increases growth. Okay. Okay. Hold on. Now, here's where the question becomes, right? So this is 10. Alright. So a basic colony is 20, 40. I think advanced colonies first is the way to go. Because then we can just... Congratulations, the first colonists have arrived. Make sure they have enough food, water, and shelter to survive on Mars. The duty of the colonists is to provide technical assistance to this project. When satisfied, they will be able to focus on their research projects. Advancing the technology is required to fulfill the mission. Colonists will migrate internally using purpose-built airships to the most efficient colonies and research outposts. And in the event of starvation, they may eventually return back to Earth for safety. Take also into consideration the number of colonists can naturally increase or decrease from time to time, as some of them may have children or peacefully decay on the planet. Keep it up with the plan and terraform Mars. So here's my thinking. Build advanced tier. Delete this. That triples our research. Then we do... There we go. We'll get some iron way out there. Okay. Right. Colonies first. Then extra storage. Then jump to engineering. Improved roads. Batteries? Oh, and then mines. Mines as a priority, because that'll let us get to the tier 2 mines. Right. They do require more power, but tier 2, tier 2, tier 2, tier 2. That gets us to the deep veins. So we're just gonna speed things up here. I got about 45 minutes left or so. Okay. Yeah, we'll hold off on the silicone. We have a single iron mine, so that means 1, 2 power iron mine. And I will delete you and move the scanner out here. Yeah. I'm sure there's better maintenance hubs. Great. Pause. So I think we're gonna need... Yeah, a second ice mine, a second iron mine, which we're working on. Turn that back on. Okay. So we actually have more aluminum than I know what to do with. Parts are fine. Electronics are fine. I haven't actually made any electronics. Oh, it is on. Alright. So disable that. 66 is plenty. From there... Yeah, I think we expand to this shallow vein out here. So that is going to be a worker hub, a worker hub, a plant. Is that within range of power? That is not within range of power. So another solar farm out there. Okay. 9 per month. The cap is 20. Or is that 20 per year? No, it can't be 20 per year. Due in 12 months. Okay. That's fine. There we go. We've got iron incoming. We've got ice incoming. Yeah. I guess the question is roads before mines. I think mines first, then roads, because roads take resources. Yeah. 2 per 100 kilometer, 4.6, but it almost doubles the speed. So we do have to keep an eye on maintenance. Oh, hold on. And scanner there. Delete you. Is there better there's gotta be better maintenance. No. Oh, that's rough. Okay. That's rough. Can't do that. Dome Colony outputs 300 research. I think the limit is the colonies. Right, 6 to 150. A water supply network. Okay. I think superior colonies is about as far as you want to push it. I don't think you want dome colonies until you have a water supply network. So you don't want water supply until you have water. Plenty of electronics. It is off. Let me turn on the parts. Pause. And glass. There we go. So now we're making plenty of water. Now we're making plenty of food. Only 9 a month. Yeah, but we can maintain the advanced colony. Okay, so now we're making plenty of everything. Is there a storage cap? Huh. Every 65 souls it outputs 20. Ah, so it's not 1 every 30 souls. It's 1 every... Okay. So yes. Plenty of power. Plenty of workers. We're hitting our building cap. Iron. Yeah, but then if I can tap this, that gets me 3. And there's another deep one there. Throw a scanner there. And there's some basic iron all the way out here, but I'm not sure I want to yet. Oh, Oh, because we have plenty of aluminum. Hey! So there we go. Now we can jump up to 1050. Now, engineering. Extra storage. But, more importantly, we can throw down an advanced colony here, which we have plenty of resources for. Let it stack up some food. 7, 9, 10. Disable this. They all transfer there. Wait, hold on. Pause. Oh, okay. Alright, so there are actually, does that mean? No. Alright, so you can just upgrade colonies. We'll go ahead and delete it. But see now... let's zoom out and make sure there's still people coming. Yes. But now we can store 250. Right? Oh, it's much slower, though. Did I lose population? Not sure how that works. Hold on. We don't need more parts. We don't need more steel. We don't need more glass. Electronics we're fine on. Food and water we're fine on. You want at least one running of the basics. Yep. Get rid of those. Yes. 12 per month. But that should tick up. Because we're at the limit. So now we just have to wait. More iron. A second iron. Let me... Well, I guess I'll just do that for now. Yeah, no demand. One's chugging along. No demand. One's chugging along. Alright. Oh, but now we're up to 188. Okay. Yeah, look at that. 25 per month. We went from 9 to 25. Much better. Okay. Okay. Do we have to worry about maintenance? 77. 62. Yeah, maintenance in the middle. Can I build... Hold on. Hey! Great. Research that next. So it provides extra storage for resources. I mean, I got the power. Okay. So now I can store more resources. At least one, right? Oh, here, let me disable that, because we can fit a chemical plant there. $1,200. Okay. No, hold on. 1,200 total. Okay, so there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Oh, well, I don't. 9. Hold on. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. So max 100 of each, I think. There we go. Oh, good. I can just hold it down. Can I click? No, I have to. So minimum of 20 of each. Basic. Max of 100. Right. And this is gonna take a few minutes, so strap in. Probably end up building a second one that doesn't do a little bit of everything. And then probably here we go. Now glass. But I can store 153 food. I don't know where it's being stored. I don't know what this is. And I'm not, whatever that is, I'm not making any of it. There we go. This is like 100 of everything. Right, and then maybe you want another one that's like, all right, this one's just food and ice. Make sure it always has at least 50 with no maximum. But I think for now, this will do. Oop. Okay. We'll see how that works. Yeah, plenty of each. So, like, I don't mind disabling this iron mine. Down to 49. Yeah, that's the thing, right? Like, as big as this is, I need one here, one here, one here. How much power does it take? 20. So there's another 60 power. So it is a weird thing of, yeah, the worker hub's damaged. It's one polymer, one electronic. It's actually very cheap to build. And fairly cheap to maintain. And there's a lot of ice we can dig out here. More carbon we can dig here. Like, probably eventually I'll pull this out to here. Oh, there's more iron there. Okay. Nice. So more buildings into advanced mines into improved roads, I think is the way to go. It's gonna eat into power. There's the basics. How do I want to do this? Solar farm there. Worker hub to connect. Disable you. Nice. Yeah, so now our building limit's 150. So after that, I think advanced mines. So we don't have to worry about resources as much, right? Plenty of iron. Dirt is everywhere. That opens up a ton of aluminum. Look, there's a massive amount of aluminum up here. Okay. So we are... doing okay for resources. I understand why they want factories to count as hubs. Okay. So, I could go another advanced colony. We got 30 minutes left, huh? What's our next goal? I suppose that's our next question. What's our next goal, right? Is the mines and the roads. Ah, but that takes uranium. Okay, but we're gonna need it eventually. Battery. Okay, I mean, that wouldn't be the worst, space-wise. Additional landing sites. Okay, black polar dust wouldn't be a bad one. And, yeah, so there's this. And then biotech-wise... Well... Hold on. This is 250. Okay, this increases it to 500. So maybe a superior colony we can afford. Okay. For the research boost. And then we go back. We want black polar dust, the space mirror array, advanced landing sites, and start a new base. Lower to carry. Okay. Oh, to start new bases. Okay, so we can start a second base somewhere if we choose to. I don't think we need to yet. Let me turn you on. How are we doing on chemical plants? 8 a month. Okay. So we do need a third chemical plant. Polymers is fine. Water is iffy. But I expect that to change rapidly. Right? Like I can even build more water out here if I feel I need it. Do need electronics. Otherwise, we're good in everything else. Let me go ahead and queue up glass. Yeah, power is an issue. They are incoming, right? Yes. All right. I guess Sector 10. So I am going to need a second spaceport so I can start unlocking sectors. Ooh, dust devils. Remember that in the base game. So... yeah, so another power. So definitely another solar farm. We'll just throw that there for now. Don't need parts. Honestly, don't need steel. I do need another chemical plant, so let me queue this up. And carbon. Well, I can either reach for or wait a little and get some aluminum and carbon from here. Or, well, I'll wait a little and grab some carbon from here. So I think that, yeah, see, now we're up to 249, 250. Okay. Yeah, 29 months. It chunks through. We're good there. Seven. Current demand is 8. I think mostly because of this. We do need a constant supply of electronics. That's the issue. We do need more dirt. Sorry. We'll keep an eye on electronics. That'll slowly tick up. That'll slowly tick up. That'll crank through the roof. We have plenty of buildings. Let me put out a maintenance facility out here. Okay. Yeah, I think we extend here. Yeah, okay, we have a plan. This is a slow-moving game. Especially since we are just terraform. So, you know, I admit I'm only so appealing. Alright, so we're good there. Could grab more carbon, don't really need to. Gonna have to eventually because we need more reserves. We're fine there, we're fine there. Good there. Good there, and that doesn't matter. I mean, we have sources of carbon, right? There's a 912 there. There's 1600 out there. So we're good. Alright. So do we want... hold on. Yeah. Food actually might be an issue. I think we're like right at the limit. But like, we're staying far enough ahead, I think we're okay. Right? Do I need a silicon mine? No. I just need to disable the advanced stuff. So... that takes care of mines. Yeah, I'm not that worried anymore. We've got the immediate crises done with. So now it's a matter of figuring out what to go where. I would like to build a research outpost here. Just to see what happens. Right? I don't know what that's gonna do. Let's see, solar. Solar farm there. I mean, traffic is probably nuts. So, improved roads takes resources. Fission plant takes uranium. I don't think we can see uranium until we research this. That's the catch, right? We either crank our science or at least one more spaceport. Or wind farm. Yeah, going from 40 to 50. Ooh, plus, I mean, I guess maybe it adds up. Let's do biotech first. Which may be a bad decision, but we'll see. But what we can do is I put this. Oh, right, but I need the research facility. Alright, I guess we'll do that for now. And something you can do is just put a couple extra worker hubs in. Yeah, so, but now I can build an aluminum mine here. I don't... So I can upgrade. I'm not sure what that does. Just makes it faster? 10... versus 5. Doubles the power consumption. I guess it just makes it more efficient. Alright. That's 6 souls versus 10. Right. So mine's faster but uses significantly more power. Gotcha. Yeah, if we take a look at this again, engineering, there's nothing for, oh no, right here, advanced factories. So they work faster, but require significantly more power. Okay. If we grab this, we can grab this. And I think that gets us to space. And back to engineering. Probably faster roads in key areas. Right, so more colonies. I think we can support this. But that's 750. Oh, that's 750. Let's do all the 150s first. I do want a second spaceport in this area. Plenty of resources. Maintenance is good. Oh. Solar farm out there, that's my bad. $32 per month? Yeah. So at least one more food and more ice. So I want a worker hub here. An ice drilling plant there. Because the demand is gonna go up. So let's put a food factory in this area to feed this colony. How's that? I'll upgrade that one. Tech tree. Alright, so now we're into... Hold on. Engineering. Let me grab the wind farm. Maybe we do a mix of wind farms? Oh, that means it's being upgraded. Oh, I see. And then the slash is... It's advanced. Upgrade some of the basics. There we go. We'll call that good. We're below 50, so I'll turn that back on. Turn that back on. I'll turn electronics off. I'll turn parts back on. And glass is off. That's okay. Okay. Yeah, I guess I do need wind farms. So we'll take a look at exactly. There's got to be another advantage to wind farms, right? It can't be just an extra 10 power. I would imagine. Maybe I would hope it's a wider area. Hey, 10. Oh no, that's gonna take forever. That's okay. Yeah, colonies are your best bet. Alright, so there's tech. So for 150s, all we have left is additional landing. Alright, so power. Also disable. Here. Hold on. Put. Come on. New columns. So what's the advantage? It is a fraction. Can I build it now? 50. Alright. Let's delete this solar farm and replace it with a wind farm. And there we go. Then delete this solar farm and replace that with a wind farm. And down here, we'll build wind farm first. And we'll save on a little space. And here, wind farm there. That. Oops. Okay. And then out here, we'll build one of each. Great. So that's all our 150s. So the 750. I think is colony, right? So that we can slap down a superior colony here and transfer all of these people into that colony. Know what I mean? And I think that's gonna be the max. 2 years, that's okay. Do we want another steel factory? Well, what uses steel? I mean, I guess it wouldn't hurt. Because we can always just turn it on and off, right? We definitely need more carbon. So let's upgrade you. Build a carbon mine there. And here, 2 carbon mine there. Now, keep in mind, it is going to need a worker hub and a wind farm. Really? How's our... Sorry. Yeah, traffic is a bit wonky. Really? I'm at minus 72. Huh. I need a lot more wind farms than I thought. Okay. That's my bad. There we go. Now we're at plus 80. Let me throw down another storage center here. Okay. And worker hubs are only 2. Alright. 1, 2. Get a couple of worker hubs down there. That's not too... Research bonus 1%. Is that because of this? Hey, 50. Ah! So, the research outposts, if they're fully stocked, give a percentage-based bonus. Okay. So, yeah, so, like, one major colony, right, 5, 10, 15... So that turns at 15%, turns 150 plus, well, 10 would be 10, 15. So again, it increases it by 50. It turns it to like 160, 170, somewhere in there. So it does help. Okay. Alright, so we need steel. I think we do need us either... Hold on, let's take a look at research. Yeah, we can't get to advanced factories yet. So, uh-oh, that's bad. I do think we need another steel factory. Pause. Customized mode. No food, no water here. Oh, it's always 10. Alright, there's no... Alright. What's default mode? So, no food here. No ice. Come on. But we'll stick... So if we lose 2 here... We'll say 200 of this. With a minimum of 50. And what I can do here is... keep the min. Reduce the max... by 30. Well, 20. That's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So that's an extra 100 ice. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Which gives me an extra 100 food. There we go. And then here, we can set these 20, 20, 20, 20, 60, 20. Each of these should be 100, and we should be good. Oh! I will do this on my own time. I didn't realize it was 1:32. We are done for the day, so let me quickly save. Bookmark 1. And I will do that on my own time. We're done for the day. This might be one of my more boring playthroughs. I can only keep things so interesting. And I admit, I don't think I'm the most interesting person. However, there we go. So from here, we will attempt to terraform Mars. And that is the goal, to 100% terraform Mars. And that is it. I'll try not to use cheats. If at some point I'm like, alright, I've messed it up, I could fail. Let me put it that way. I could very well fail to play through and not achieve terraform Mars. I don't predict that happening, but who knows? We definitely need at least one more of each advanced, so that we're running 2 of everything. And then I think like your basic base, right? 2 or 3 of the basic materials, 1 or 2 of the advanced materials, more or less. And, maybe a colony to really get that research cranking. If we're looking at 1,000. It quickly ramps up, right? The cap that's going to go up 50,000. Yeah, 50,000, 100,000. 50,000 divided by 150 is a long time. But there's 300, 900, 4,000. An open city is 4,000. But at that point, you've pretty much terraformed Mars. Same thing with it. So, 300. And then we'll want the percentage bonuses. So, a 50% bonus to 300 gets you to 450. And we're going to want research centers. Must be built in an adaptable crater and connect to the supply network. Is there? Nope. 500 requires ice and food. So this needs to be built in a crater and be connected to this. So we're getting goals, we're getting buildings, we're doing fine. I'm done for the day. Thank you very much for joining me. Feel free to like, subscribe, and comment. Again, $35, right up there with Surviving Mars. Again, you can argue which one is better. Each one has pros and cons. I will tell you, Surviving Mars, even the newest version, and I think they just did a remaster, has quite a few bugs in it. They're both heavily moddable. I will run an experiment to see if I can enable mods on an old save. And if I can, I will download the Unlimited Resources mod. And if I start running into issues, I might enable it. But, again, we are done for the day. Thank you very much for joining me. Feel free to like, subscribe, and comment. Smash that bell. All that jazz. Even better, check out other videos and playthroughs I've done. Best is come on over and check me out when I stream live every Sunday through Friday, life permitting. Thank you very much for joining me. And until we see each other again, Remember to be kind to one another. I guess. Yeah, so when the game's paused, no music, I'll have to try to remember that. Thank you very much for joining me. I am done for the day. I will see if there's anyone to raid. Otherwise, I'll be back Sunday at 8:30 p.m. Eastern, 12:30 p.m. Pacific. I hope to see you then. Until we see each other again, remember to be kind to one another. Oof. Discworld? That's a rewind. Okay. Rose. JoJo's doing Windrose. Okay, we'll do that.
So in the soup we're gonna keep. Right. Hi Raiders!
I don't know why it does that.
Hello. Welcome to the stream, Sparky. How was your stream today? How did it go? Welcome. Hello. Per Aspera. I've not heard of that. What is it? I just realized that the VIP reward is disabled. Oh, is it? Wait, why is my VIP reward? I don't remember disabling it, Luke. I can undisable it in a wee second. I have eaten dodo, yeah, Maximus. I have eaten a dodo. I've contributed to the extinction of the dodo. How was your stream? Hello. Hello, hello. We're doing good, Sparky. Thank you. Mars terraforming simulation game. And have you terraformed to your heart's content?
Just
Or are you
started.
still needing to terraform Mars some more? There'll be no Mars left by the time you've terraformed it. Yeah, VIP should be there, Luke. I don't see why it should have disappeared. I don't know, man. I don't know. It's a tricky situation. What did I come here for? Oh, I came because it's night time. No, we're gonna set. How do I rest? I feel like I'm supposed to be resting.